Hey everybody, how's it going? Bear here for the first time in 2024. Sorry for the prolonged absence. Just, doing holiday stuff and then sick. Still feel a little bit sick, so if I sound like it, my bad. And then, please excuse any coughing or sneezing or sniffling through this. But yeah, so let's talk about today's video today. I wanted to. This isn't a team comp. This is more of a video that I've wanted to do for you all, where I'm kind of just using my experience, and then also I can help either new players or even intermediate or experienced players, but maybe just anybody who might have difficulty trying to round out a team. Um, so in this video, I'm focusing just on the attackers today, but the sole purpose is to kind of just go over some of my what I would consider staple picks, operators who are always going to have something to do, operators who are always going to be good no matter what sort of list you're running them with. Um, but yeah, and for starters, I do have a couple of honorable mentions. I could go on about this forever, but I need to try to not do that. I typically have kind of lengthy videos, anyways. So let's dive into these honorable mentions. So for my honorable mentions, I have Ash, Buck, and Nook. Um, Ash, she's just a very well-rounded operator. She's got good close medium range. She's got the orange destruction, and she's a runner, so she can get those really good flanks off should you need it. But the big thing with her is her ability. Her ability is only line of sight and can ignore a maximum of one barricade. No operator counters line of sight aside from like maybe castle, but that's neither here nor there. But that's why she's on my honorable mentions list. Is that she is a just a well-rounded operator in general, and then does have decent soft breach. One sort of conclusion that or sorry, comparison rather, that I came up with for her is that her ability is actually very similar to Sledge's ability, but it's just like a longer range, and you definitely can use it behind the cover of a barricade, without breaking it. Up next, we have Buck. Again, another attacking operator who's got really good close and medium range. Also has orange destruction. You can never have enough orange destruction. Um, but also his ability as well, another line of sight. It cannot be countered by anything on the defending side, other than just having a setup that does block line of sight. But his ability is also vertical. So, in my opinion, Buck is and it's probably just how I've used him a lot, but he is a very supportive operator in my opinion. Um, he definitely benefits if he's running or if you're running him with other either deployable or throwable ability operators. Um, and just the fact that you send him upstairs, you make that vertical hole, then you have so many plays at your disposal, things like that. But also just really good with him is that you can turn non-vertical rooms into pseudo-vertical rooms with his ability as well. Thus, again, just making him another well-rounded but a very supportive operator. Excuse me. And last on my list is Nock, and Nock just can't be located, right? So I know that that can be, especially for like new players, that can be something that might kind of hinder your play. On top of like learning all the mechanics and what operators do and whatnot. But Nock just doesn't get to locate. So super good pick. It definitely allows you to get deeper into a room so that you can set up and control it rather than having to do the usual one operator breaks a barricade, another operator breaks a camera, and then you know you can't move in until that second operator goes. So Nook, just another solid, very balanced operator that you can use. Essentially fits into any team. And same thing goes to all this. Same thing also applies to these other operators that I am about to go through. Um, these operators are in no particular order, but I did put them in the order that I deem them important. So my number one operator that I'm going to go over, I think that they are just probably the best that I have on the list. But again, this is all just my opinion. This is not, you know, written in stone anywhere, anything like that. So let's dive into these attackers. All right, here we go. These are my kind of staple picks for my attackers. Let me move these around right quick, just so we can get a closer look at them. Doesn't need to be perfect. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, um, up first, I guess that kind of counteracts literally what I just said, but they are in no particular order. So I'll just go over them in the order that I like. But Callie is fantastic. The best thing with Callie is that her ability affects the two most important things that a defending team has. That is barricades and that is cameras. In this case, it's always visible gadgets, but those are always cameras. So her ability just deals with both of them at the same time. I know I included her last time in my action economy attacker list, and again, she's going to provide that no matter what, and she's always going to have something to do when you bring her, even if you do happen to play against a Wamai and or a Jaeger. You know, deal with them however you can, but she's always going to have something to do. And I think that that's really good. Other reasons that I do like her, she does have that orange destruction, as well as she is a mid to long range operator. I personally am starting to enjoy these longer range gunfights that I'm getting into. Um, and I think that everybody should try to do their best to work on that should they need to, because it definitely adds an extra element to your game. Up next, I have IQ. Just like Callie, IQ is always going to have something to do, especially with her first ability for the wave or vertical destroying an electronics gadget. She will always have something to do. If you are playing against a team that hasn't brought any electrical gadgets whatsoever with their team, you still have those default cams that you can use. But should they bring, you know, more important operators with their electronics gadgets, you can get rid of whatever you might need to. Again, she also has medium to long range, which I do think is good. And she's a runner, so you can get those flanks really nice. Um, and then in addition, you know, if you are all of these operators are good in senses of whether you are just doing open picks, right? So these operators can be very safe, but open picks, if you're doing secret picks where both players are hiding their picks, but you're also not picking and banning, but then also these operators are very suitable in the pick and ban format. So specifically with IQ, if you do end up doing any of those, right, she's super good against the trappers on the defense. Um, One thing that I would kind of recommend with her, she does have two abilities. You know, she's got her destroy electronic gadgets or she has her counter trappers. I think that if you bring her, something important to think about is, are you bringing her for either destroying electronics or are you bringing her to counter trappers? I think that it's important that you choose one of those two things to focus on, should you need to. Obviously, if you are playing against trappers, you want to use her second ability, but then you want to bring another operator who might be able to deal with the electronics so that she can focus on trappers. Up next, we have Jackal. Jackal just provides, well, again, going into open picks, secret picks, or pick and ban, he just provides instant pressure, um, just with his passive. Immediately negating any benefits that the defender might have moving to or from the upper floor, because then they'll just be located. Um, and then also, you know, the fact that his ability creates their protection from heavy to light, which is good. So that does allow you to at least get in a little bit of chip damage. Um, and then he's got his Orange Destroy. Never have enough of it. You can always use Orange Destroy. But yeah, that's the not a whole lot else really to Jackal. It's kind of just you pick him and then you want your opponent to play into him rather than you do too much. But he is an operator that I think you can use him a lot on the outside of the map. just so that you can maintain that benefit the uh, of the locates that you can potentially get on the defenders who are moving to or from the upper floor area. So then I have Flores. Just gonna swap these around just so I can feel like I'm doing this good. Um, so Flores, in my opinion, especially on attack, I think that he has the best drone that you could ask for within the board game. Um, that it would be my big pick if you need a drone operator. Go for Flores. Flores is just great. The best part about Flores, in my opinion, is how well he sets up wall bangs, either for himself or for your other operators that he is accompanied by. Um, but specifically, what I mean by that, you drone out a room, you get your drone within range so that an operator can potentially take damage from an orange die roll, which is good. That's why I think that he's so good, because he's automatically doing damage, and that does allow for a very quick kill uh, in favor of the attackers. But also just the added benefit of doing whatever reconstruction that you might need to, as well as gadget removal. Um, and then if I didn't say it, he does have the orange destruction, so he's also just very good, just like orange, like very good destruction all around. Um, Another medium to long range operator, which is nice. Again, that suits himself. So if you are trying to get a quick wall bang, he sets himself up. He sets whoever else up. Um, and then lastly, we have Thermite. I had to include Thermite. He is just probably the easiest to use hard breacher that we have. Um, in terms of operator, not actually including the breaching charges from the tactical inventory. But I mean, he's just good. He can always do a whole lot. Um, it is really good the fact that his ability is an AoE, so it does cover a 3x3 area, but it's also not blocked by anything. So you can typically get rid of about 3 different components um, just at once. A lot of the maps do have an entryway space that might be located next to a fortified wall, which is good. And even too, sometimes those entryway spaces might have the fortified entryway token on them, so you can kind of get rid of 2 fortified components at once with his ability. But on top of that, you don't have to just use him on the inside of the building. He's also very good if you are on the outside of the building. If they have any kind of gadgetry um, just lined along the perimeter of the map, use his ability on the outside, let the AoE effect take effect, and then you can get rid of those components. Um, good, good, close, medium range, um, and he's got that orange destruction. Yeah, there's definitely other operators. This kind of concludes my list. There's definitely other operators that I could add, but I could go on for this stuff for days, for weeks even, if I wanted to. Um, but yeah, just a reminder, guys. This is really just not saying you need to use this list as an entire team, but just these operators all provide very specific things that can help round out any other team that you might be working on. So, if you have a team that's light on barricade camera removal, you've got Kali. If you have a team that's low on intel, well, you've got 2 forms of it here. You've got Jackal or Flores. If you just need like environmental destruction or not camera gadget removal, you've got Flores, you've got Thermite, even IQ, things like that, right? So I will have a defender list for this as well. Um, Again, this is all opinionated. This is just what I have through my experience. Um, Other than that, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support and hanging out with me. Um, Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think there's someone that I missed? I'm sure in someone's eyes there's somebody that I missed. Again, this is all just my opinion. Or if there's any other kind of videos that you all would like to see, please let me know in the comments. Let me know on Discord. Um, other than that, I'll see you all next time.